Hey there, people. I was just going to recap what I was doing here with the Green Machine. Probably the end of last year, a coworker gave me this bike. It was originally a track, single track 930. Originally 26 inch by 190, 195 wheels or something like that. All right, let's start with the basic frame here. It's a steel frame, chrome moly, track made in the USA. I'm guessing this is somewhere around a 93-ish. Where to start? Let's start up with the front. What I originally started with, I was looking how to put a pannier rack on. I found this on OfferUp for 40 bucks. I'm like, oh, I might as well make a gravel bike with it. I found this Surly, I think it's called a pack rack fork. I found it new for $50. I had this Redshift suspension stem that I tried on something else and I didn't like. It's now on here. I had this Surly Moloko handlebar. I also tried that on a more mountain style bike and didn't like the way it felt. So it's now on here. It looks silly, but it rides really nice. This thing I found at a thrift shop for $2. So it's on there now. It's got this Fanta bottle cap. I wanted Orange Crush, but I'm in the Southwest and we drink Fanta here evidently. Brake levers, I believe these came off a Trek 830. I'm not for sure. They're cantilever brakes. Are these V brakes? I don't know. They work pretty well. Low maintenance, easy to find parts for. Let's look at this saddle. It's a Brooks saddle. I got this on a bike that was abandoned at the bike shop I used to work at. Really the reason I wanted the whole bike was for the saddle, just to try these out because I wasn't willing to spend money on one, but wanted to see what they're all about. So modifications to the frame. So when I originally was thinking up this was welded in here, or brazed in originally. There's not really, I got it to fit. I used a hammer and bent this so it would fit, but there just wasn't enough clearance for it to be really safe. It would have ended up pulling a rock through there and pushing it through your tire, and well, my tire, causing a flat. So got this ground out. I just sprayed it with some primer. The frame is plenty rigid. I don't even think I'm gonna weld anything in there. Speaking of welding, I found this Lincoln Square Wave 200 TIG welder. It also does stick and TIG. It came with all sorts of stuff. Good deal. So I'm in business if I need to weld things. I bought this rack, Axiom. It's the same brand as the front. I plan on doing some traveling, putting panniers on it. I'm looking for a good deal on panniers. If you know of any, shoot me a message. The brakes, I had to put this adapter on here to fit this wheel. The front fork was made for 700C. The back was made for 26 inch. Got some rubbish going on right now. What else? Pulled out the old square taper bottom bracket, and I put in a GXP threaded in there. Got a XO1 SRAM carbon crank. nothing but the best for this build. Got a 42 tooth wolf tooth narrow wide chain ring 1x. I believe it's a 6 mil offset here. You can see there's just enough room. I could go a little bit more, but it's going to be cutting it close. I had a Shimano 1x11 setup sitting around. This is STX. It came off a 2019 Niner RKT. So it's on here. It works well. One thing I don't like about Shimano is when these things get a little dirty, these big aluminum gears start to get noisy when you're grinding up a hill. You start getting some grit in your chain. It seems to amplify it on the aluminum for some reason. Pedals are just some cheapies that I think these came on this bike when I got it. I will probably put these Raceface Chesters that are on my Trek stash on it and get something a little more grippy for the stash for the downhill. Just a little bag here for some repair stuff. What else? We got Kenda, I believe these are Flint Ridge 35 mil tires. Flint Ridge Pro 35C. I had these on this cyclocross bike over here. They were a little too wide for that, and so I ended up getting I think these are 28C for this, and they fit a lot nicer in there. Probably more of a true cyclocross tire anyway. These will probably wear fast on paved surfaces, but I have no worries about going off of the paved road. And you know, I've got probably 4 or 5, that's probably closer to 8 millimeters there. I've got 6 millimeters on each side. Actually, it's not centered very well. I can adjust that wheel over and probably fit a wider rear tire on. Next step is get panniers. I probably will get a small frame bag here for up top and then leave room for my bottles down below. I should have plenty of room for all sorts of things. Get some water in the bags, electrolytes in the bottles, and I should be able to travel. I'm going to go ahead and put on a helmet, and I'll take you for a ride on this thing. All right, getting mounted up. So now that I got it put together, I'm thinking the 11x46 might be too low of a gear range for this style bike. I think going up hills I might appreciate the 46 gear, but for the most part I will never use it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the chain line is pulled way over. Makes a lot of noise. Good thing is these are the gears I'll probably be in. Not quite straight chain line. It gets quieter and quieter as you get in the gears you're gonna be in for like the most of your ride. underpass. Well, there it is. This is like the best thing in the world. Avoid car crossing, getting ran over. Feels good to get up out of the saddle. Very stable. These tires do pick up little pebbles and kick them up. It's like the only thing I really don't like about them, but I think any tire with tread does that. You got something loose in back. I think it's a rack. Needs tightened. Yeah. All right, let's see what the gravel feels like. Very solid feeling bike though. This is week 3 of lockdown for me. Been working from home for 3 weeks. Really want to get out and do some stuff. I have a tire to fix on the Slash. Hello.